You're in the forest, expecting to see deer or birds, but your fashion choice just sent them packing. Here are 10 wardrobe mistakes that do exactly that. We'll count 10 banned items in countdown style, from number 10 down to number 1. For each, what the item is, why it's banned, i.e., why it scares wildlife or makes you less stealthy, and a quick tip or note. Neon fluorescent clothing, high visor jackets, bright orange, bright pink gear. All right, coming in at number 10, neon fluorescent clothing. Think electric orange jackets, hot pink shirts, lime green backpacks. Why is this banned? Because in a natural setting, animals are adapted to detect movement and contrast. And when you turn up in a wardrobe that screams, "Look at me," you instantly become the biggest moving object in the scene. Some animals interpret bright, unnatural colors as a signal of danger or unfamiliar presence. On a wildlife trek, you want to blend, not stand out. Tip: stick to muted earth tones, olive green, brown, gray, tan. Save the neon for city nightlife. 9. Squeaky synthetic fabrics, nylon that rustles like a chip bag in the wind. Number 9. Squeaky synthetic fabrics. That includes certain nylon jackets or windbreakers that make a loud crinkling noise with each movement. Why banned? Because wildlife is extremely sensitive to sound. While you may not hear the rustle over your own breathing, animals will. When you walk and your jacket whispers, "Here I come," that's a one-way ticket to 0 wildlife sightings. Tip: choose quieter materials, soft shell, brushed cotton, blends, or fabric with a bit of texture that doesn't amplify your steps. 8. Shiny accessories, metal buckles, reflective strips, bracelets that jingle. Number 8. Shiny accessories. Think big metal buckles, silver bracelets, reflective stripes on bags or shoes. Why this is banned? Light glinting off metal or reflective surfaces can catch an animal's eye from far away, and the brain of a wild creature often interprets sudden flashes or glints as movement from a predator or unknown threat. Also, a jangly bracelet or dangling accessory adds sound. Tip: minimal hardware, matte finishes, and make sure your backpack and gear are silent and non-reflective. Heavy perfumes or strongly scented lotions with bright colors. Number 7. Heavy perfumes or strongly scented lotions, especially those packaged in bright colored bottles or with floral, luxury scents. Why this is banned? Wildlife use smell more than sight in many cases. A strong perfume is going to register as odd or foreign in a forest environment. Some animals may keep their distance. Some may even find the scent alarming. Additionally, scented lotions might attract insects like bees or wasps, which can cause their own problem. Tip: go neutral. Use unscented or lightly scented products and choose packaging that doesn't scream luxury spa when you're trying to be a low-profile guest in nature. 6. White or very light-colored shoes or gear. Number 6. White or very light-colored shoes, gear, socks, or hats. Why banned? White stands out against the darker tones of a forest floor or bush environment. It creates a visual contrast. If an animal sees a bright white object moving, especially in its peripheral vision, it might assume it's a threat, or simply decide to stay hidden. In addition, white gear tends to show dust, bloodstains, or sweat, so you may appear more human or more foreign than you intend. Tip: choose mid or dark shades for footwear and gear. Dark greens, browns, charcoal, or muted grays work best for stealth. 5. Bulky branded logos and high-contrast graphics on your shirt. Number 5. Bulky branded logos and high-contrast graphics. Giant print t-shirts with bold logos, cartoon graphics, or huge brand names across your chest/back. Why banned? Because you're broadcasting something unnatural and designed to stand out. Wildlife sees patterns and shapes. When you have bold, unnatural designs, you make yourself more noticeable, and that means you're less part of the scenery, more the intruder. Tip: choose plain or subtly patterned clothing, minimal branding. You want to be part of the backdrop, not the billboard. Open-toed shoes, flip-flops, or sandals. Number 4. Open-toed shoes, flip-flops, or sandals. While this one is as much about safety as it is stealth, it ranks here because when you're walking through underbrush and possible hidden animals, you want to minimize unexpected noise. Flip-flops slap on the ground, tend to catch debris, make you shift and shuffle. That failing gait sends the message, I'm here and I'm awkward. Wildlife hears that and disappears. Also, you risk stepping on thorns, insects, or worse, so it's doubly banned. Tip: opt for closed-toe hiking shoes or boots with tread, good ankle support, and quiet soles. Bright white socks pulled up above boots or sandals, number 3. Yes, socks count. Bright white socks pulled up high above boots or sandals. Why banned? You might think your socks don't matter. They do. A white band of fabric above your boot is visually striking in natural surroundings, especially when you're walking and that contrast stands out at ankle height. Animals often gauge height movement. Your legs are moving. Bright white draws their attention. Also, high socks may rustle or shift in boots, adding noise. Tip: choose socks in dark or earth tones that blend with your boots or pants. Keep them at boot height or slightly lower so you're not flashing a white stripe. Strong, synthetic. Perfume spray for bug repellent smell turned up. Number 2, strong synthetic sprays labeled outdoor fragrance or bug repellent plus fragrance. You might think you're being clever. I'll spray extra so bugs won't bother me. But if that spray has a noticeable scent or uses bright packaging or colors that suggest chemical, you're announcing your presence. Animals detect chemical smells strongly. They'll avoid anything unfamiliar, even if harmless. Overspraying can also attract certain insects rather than repel them, depending on wind and local ecology. Tip: use simple, approved, unscented insect repellent if required. Avoid adding a nice fragrance layer on top when trekking in wildlife zones. 1. Bright flash reflective gear, LED lights, or blinking accessories at daytime, and the top banned item. Number 1. Bright flash reflective gear, LED lights, or blinking accessories being used during daylight. Imagine you're on a daylight trek and you've strapped on a blinking bike light, reflective armband, or flashing clip so your human friends can spot you. While well-intentioned for safety, from an animal's perspective you look like something foreign, flashing, unpredictable, like warning lights or maybe a bizarre predator signal. Wildlife will bolt. At best you ruin your photo ops. At worst you disturb habitats or cause stress to animals. Tip: save blinking lights and reflective gear for low light or emergency situations. During normal daylight wildlife trekking, go matte, go subtle. Only use non-reflective, natural tone gear. Keep lights off or shielded unless absolutely necessary. So now you know. 10 simple wardrobe mistakes that can turn an unforgettable wildlife trek into a silent forest with nothing but your own footsteps for company. Here's the thing. Animals don't see the world the way we do. They don't judge your outfit by brand or trend. They respond to movement, color, scent, and sound. When you wear neon or noisy fabrics, you're speaking in a language that says danger. When you go subtle, quiet, and earthy, you're speaking peace. Think about that the next time you pack your bag for a trek. Every piece of gear you choose either connects you with the environment or pushes it away. It's the difference between visiting nature and truly being part of it. You might have noticed that the best wildlife photographers, rangers, and trackers all seem to dress alike. Not because they're unfashionable, but because they've learned the art of invisibility. They let the forest accept them. They melt into the rhythm of leaves, wind, and light. That's when the real magic happens. When a bird doesn't fly away, when a deer doesn't flinch, when a fox pauses long enough for you to meet its eyes. Dressing right for a trek isn't just about avoiding fashion fails. It's about respect. Respect for the creatures who live where you're walking. Respect for the ecosystem that existed long before our cameras and backpacks arrived. And respect for the quiet. That rare silence where nature tells her stories. When you go into the wild, you're not entering a movie set. You're entering someone else's home. The trees, the rivers, the insects, the animals, they've been here, thriving, long before your footsteps. Dressing appropriately is like knocking politely before you enter. It's your way of saying, thank you for letting me in. So if you really want to see more wildlife on your next trek, don't just bring your best camera. Bring awareness. Bring humility, and dress as if you belong there, Muted, natural, respectful. Next time you stand on a trail, take a deep breath. Feel the air, the silence, the movement of life around you. That's the reward of blending in. You start to notice things others miss. The quiet chatter of birds, the crunch of a deer in the distance, the flicker of a tail in the underbrush. You become part of the living rhythm instead of a disruption to it. So, as you pack for your next adventure, remember this golden rule. The quieter you look, the more nature speaks to you. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you see the wild a little differently, give it a thumbs up. It really helps more nature lovers find our channel. And don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell, so you won't miss our next video. We've got guides coming on how to spot wildlife safely, how to track animal prints, and how to camp without leaving a trace.